Yeah, hi everyone. Here we are presenting about web browser attack using BEF, and we are group 6. These are the contents we are providing in this paper. Next slide. Here in this article, we provided an overview of web browsers, their role in accessing online resources, and the importance of adhering to industry standards. Here, it highlights the evolution of modern browsers towards standardization and the potential risks that they pose to users if not properly secured. The passage underscores the significance of understanding the structure and of web browsers and developing strategies for mitigating risk to ensure a safe browsing experience. Next slide, please. So web browsing, there are 7 components in web browsing. They are user interface, browser engine, rendering engine, networking, JavaScript interpreter, UI backend, and database persistence. Uh, user interface includes browsing display and some features such as address bar and bookmarking menu. Networking refers to HTTP calls, while in the UI backend draws fundamental UI elements like menus and windows. Data storage functions as a persistence layer and allows the browser to store information locally, such as cookies. Next slide, please. There are some risks associated with the web browsing components. Web browsers can be exploited if they aren't updated with the latest security patches. Sometimes we take add-ons like they also pose a risk if they are not updated along with the browser. And BEFF is a browser-based exploited package designed to take advantage of flaws in web browsers. It also circumventing traditional antivirus software and network-based firewalls. My friend will continue the next.
Regarding Beef is also known as browser exploitation framework. It is a powerful tool that allows security professionals to perform web application penetration testing and vulnerability assessments. It is an open source project that is designed to exploit vulnerabilities in web browser and create malicious payloads to target specific browsers. With the Beef framework, security professionals can create customer browser-based attacks that exploit vulnerabilities such as cross-site scripting, browser plugins, and insecure cookies. The tool includes a user-friendly web-based interface that can be used to control and manage the attacks. Beef is a software tool used for security testing, especially designed to take advantage of flaws in web browsers. By exploiting browser flaws, Beef can circumvent traditional antivirus software and network-based firewalls. A professional penetration tester can use Beef framework to evaluate the target environment's true security posture by using client-side attack vectors. It is unique among security frameworks because it is designed specifically for browser-based attacks, making it a valuable tool for testing the security of web application. Beef framework can take over a user's session and monitor their every click if they visit a malicious crafted URL. Beef is a framework and its browser-based exploit package that can hook one or more browsers, allowing the attacker to execute targeted command modules and other assault against the system without leaving the browser. By exploitation, a professional penetration tester can use Beef to evaluate the target environment's true security posture by using client-side attacks. It ignores the network perimeter and the client system, instead focusing on browser as the only one point of vulnerability. From here, my friend will be continuing on.
Thank you, Sandeep. This is Avinash, and I'm going to explain about the design and the architecture part. And coming to the design part, Beef is designed to help security professionals to test the vulnerability of web applications and browsers to different attacks. The Beef framework consists of several different components, including the Beef server, the Beef client, the Beef modules, and the Beef API. And coming to the Beef server, this is the central component of the framework, which is responsible for managing all of the other components and coordinating the various attack techniques used by Beef. And coming to the Beef client, this web browser has been compromised by Beef and is being controlled remotely by the Beef server. And coming to the Beef modules, it's are the modules that are individual attack modules that Beef uses to exploit different types of vulnerabilities in web browsers and web applications. And coming to the Beef API, this programming interface allows developers to create custom Beef modules or integrate Beef into their applications. These testing software designed to find and exploit security flaws in web browsers and exploit them. The Beef browser-based exploit package hooks one or more browsers as backheads to execute targeted command modules and other SLs on the system. Whenever a user visits a maliciously crafted URL, an attacker can take control of their session and monitor their every move. Beef can avoid detection by standard antivirus and network-based firewalls because it uses browser vulnerability. And can you change the slide? Yeah, and coming to the architecture, the framework supports client-server architecture and varying degrees of use. To a large extent, the actors are the communication server and the user interface, as you can see in the figure, via which one controls Beef. The communication server is part of the system that exchanges HTTP requests and responses with the hooked browser. Here, hooked browser means the hacked browser. At the same time, the interface gives users a bird's eye view of all browsers, both online and offline browsers, and the results of exploits performed on them. And from here, my friend Lakshmi will continue about the implementation.
Yeah, hi everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about the implementation and working session. Here about the implementation, we have used this Kali Linux and BEF framework here. So in this, it's like a tool that we are going to demonstrate on this going session. It's generally BEF attack is a web browser, and this is a crucial to maintain every system to be protected. Like a antivirus program should be installed, and every operating system should be up to date, or else it's like any attacker can attack the data and they can steal the information from the system. So here we are following the steps to do this scenario. Here first we are creating a virtual machine, and then we are installing a Kali Linux platform to do our testing and implementation. And for the Kali Linux, we just install the framework of BEF, and we are performing an operations such as automating the command module like execution, and the other one is report generation and interaction to online hook browsers and fetching the browser logs, and at last providing the information about the each command module that we are going to use in this session. So coming to the next slide, we are creating a virtual machine in a Ubuntu server, and we are starting the Kali server. So next slide is this is how we installed BEF by using the sudo apt install BESS CSS command. Then next we installed a couple of more modules in this, and coming to next server, it's like this is the BEF page which we use to store all our logs and the commands which we are using in this session. So next slide. Next slide is about the commands, detailed logs, and what commands we are going to use, and how to get the logs who have logged in earlier in this session. And next slide will be the current browsers. Like if anyone have browsed the internet for some, that logs will come store here in the logs panel. So next is going to be it's like if suppose in our paper presentation we have given a Facebook as an example. So in the PPT we are going to present the Google phishing. It's just like if someone is going to access my Google account, so by providing the details of username, and then if they know the password of mine, then they will log in it. So here they will just execute the after entering those details, they will just execute it. Then they will be able to access my Gmail account. So that's the way. So because of that, we should be have the system and antivirus, and it should be up to date to safeguard our information from unauthorized users. So coming to the next slide. Yeah, this is a zombies that who is the attackers, who is going to access our browsers. So next one is so this is the way if anyone is trying to access the website by ordering some food. Sometimes it's nowadays it's been often that our if they know the card details, they were just entered into the website and they're giving our card details, and it's giving I mean the amount is cutting from the bank, so they are going they were able to place the order in offline. So this is happening because the website is not well secured, and it's not asking any other authentication, so it should be modified. The website should be secure enough to prevent all this unauthorized things and from the attackers. Next slide. Yeah, this is how we have run our Python file. We have written a code for all this to get these sessions. So these are the procedures which we are going to show right now. So Avinash, can you please share your screen?
And Nishit, please make me host.
Yeah, on whenever we are logging to the Kali, we have to give the username and password. On the starting itself, it will ask us to create our own user ID and the password. So once we created it after installing the BEF, as I said in the early slides. So here, this is the Hook browser page that it's a general page of it. So after that, if we go to the online browsers or offline browsers, um, they have different logs and browsers. So now we are just running our Python file to log in those sessions. And now here we need to enter a beef host name. So for the it will have the host name and the port to log in it. And next we should say our username too, and if we and those password too. Next, like for the Apache server, here we need Apache server also. For that, we need to enable default in Kali. The Apache server will be disabled, so we have to enable it. Once that we authorized it and we gave the hostname and the port of it, Apache server started. So this is the session list that we are supporting here from 1 to 12, that we are getting session and login Hook browsers and get offline Hook browser interaction, and we are getting the logs as number 4. So 5, and now we are just choose the option among those lists. So first we are going to choose number 9. For example, that attack based on the command module. So here, and we need to, okay, we are just entering the command module ID. So the attack that we got from this will be noted in the browser. So we are just confirming it. Yeah, now we can see this in our browser too, in BFF browser. So to view that, I'm just clicking get logs. So we are successfully done with this hook, and now we can see that in the browser. If we go to the logs, now we will be able to see the recent one which we have done right now. So this is the Thank you so much, Avinash, for sharing the screen. Now my friend is going to continue this.
Hey Avinash, can you make me the host so that I can continue? Mhm. No, I'm gonna continue my presentation on advantages of beef. Like coming to the advantages, it is nothing but it is a comprehensive framework that is used for testing various web application and used for browsing the browser, providing the browser security. It is highly flexible and customizable, which is flexible to work with different applications and browsers. And it is a real-time testing. This real-time testing provides immediate feedback so that the users can easily identify and correct them. It is open source and freely available, which allows ongoing development and improvement. This has a more overview of this is an overview of advantages on beef. Coming to the limitations, these like it is mainly concerned about the due to the potential for unethical use. It is limited effectiveness in testing newer web applications and browsers. The legal concentration in some judicial regarding using beef without prior consent from website owners. It requires technical expertise in web application security and vulnerability testing, which can be barrier for some users. Like coming to the conclusion, like as the number of successful attempts to steal confidential data continues to rise, many times many firms are exploiting alternative methods to keep their data secure. There is a lot of loss in the recent times from major expertise enterprises. So they have found many various methods to secure the information. One solution is cloud-based browser that use Java-free browsers. These browsers do not store session data, making it difficult for malware to compromise the user's PC. For example, Silo, a product offered by Authentic8. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, it requires authentication to access and retrieve the bookmarks and saved passwords using cloud computing. Due to the remote location of their servers, viruses and tracking are not at all concerned. This prevents them from accessing the data like precious data, like sensitive data. This shift towards a more secure browsing solution is a positive step in the fight against cybercrime. Yeah, thank you for that. This is our presentation on exploitation of browser framework using Beef. Thank you.
Nishit, can you please stop the recording?